All right, welcome back to the Common Core Geometry. We're looking at Module 5, Lesson 16, and we're going to look at some properties of chords and how chords might, lengths of chords, the relationships between them. So let's start out on page 202, the bottom exploratory challenge, A and B. So start out with a circle using the Geogebra here. This is fine. And let's just go ahead and draw a little circle. Let's draw a couple of chords. So segments are going to be good, I think. All right, I'm just going to have to draw some points. So now I have some points on the circle. Now we can use some segments, and let's just go ahead and connect those. And that looks almost like a diameter, but if I actually move it, it's not actually attached to the center. So let's go ahead and mark the point of intersection there too. So if I can just mark that with the point tool, as long as they're both highlighted. And let's label up so that it matches the diagram. Oh, I guess it doesn't have to matter. The segments are what are named. So segment A, B, C, and D. So, all right. So I'm going to turn off an option. I'm going to turn off an option here that I had labeling new points only. So I'll just put them on either automatic or all new objects should work. Automatic, I think, is going to be good. And I'm just going to grab my segment tool and I'm going to draw this segment. It labeled it up as D. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to skip that for a second. Undo that. I'm going to do that one more time. We'll do that segment tool. It called it D. We're going to rename them in a few seconds. So I'll also do this segment, and this segment. And with this tool, I should be able to rename the segment and call this one A maybe. This one B maybe. That kind of is B. I don't know what that was. All right, there was a little technical difficulty there, but now back. Since this is also the entire line segment, it might be easier just to rename over here in the algebra window. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to kind of right click or on my Mac control click on the E, and then I can do things, rename pretty easily. So instead of that E, that kind of looks where B would be, just so it matches up the picture. And here I got A and B. So in the picture it's going to look good. And this segment over here looks like it's going to call these C and D. So instead of being F, I'll right click on that. I'll rename it to C. And I'll rename G to D. Just so it matches the picture. And I should still be able to move all around. And this segment, so it certainly rotate this up around here, this down here, and kind of make it look like it looks in picture A. Or rotate around to look like picture B. So it wants us to measure some lengths, record them in the table, so we should turn on some length measurement. So let's go ahead and do that. So here's our measuring tool. Let's go with distance, and let's go and measure C to G, or segment A, this segment, and this segment. Just clicking the endpoints. Figured that would be an easy way to measure them, but they also are A, B, C, and D. And if you check the measurements, they're exactly the same. All right, and since this is a Geogebra, I don't think I can do a table, but I could certainly record and fill in the table. And then let's go ahead and look for the relationships So we can do some multiplication, maybe A times B and C times D. So let's just go ahead and do a calculation for that over here. A times B, C times D. And it called them E and F. And notice those are exactly the same. So I'm just going to use the text box, make it show up over here, maybe make it a little more clear. A equals, and we'll call it object A, that's easy. B equals B, and I'm just going to pause while I type these. Okay, so I finished those up. I mostly just put all the values in. So A times B, C times D, and we'll say OK over here. That should, I think, make everything a little bit more clear, and that way, no matter how we move these points around, the A, the B, the C, and the D, those will all change. However, the products of A and B and C and D will remain the same. All right, so that's Exploratory, the challenge on pages 202 to 203. We'll look at another one soon.